Hey everyone, I've been working on a new idea on how to heat the shop. I've been slowly putting together the parts to do this idea, but I just want a second opinion on if this will work or not. In my mind, I think it's going to work, but I think I need some extra parts that I may or may not need, and I just want to get a second opinion on that. I'd like to do hot water heating out here, basically a radiator with some sort of a heating source, a hot water heater, possibly a hot water heater from a trailer. So they're nice and small and compact, and they don't use that much energy. Or even if you can find something that's propane. Basically, I want a source of heat out here that can be on all the time through the winter. Even though it doesn't really look like winter out there right now, it's December 8th, no snow, and it's 7 degrees out here. So, and over the weekend it's supposed to go up to 11. But I'm thinking about an idea on how to heat this place cheaply, and basically how the heat will be on all the time. Or just turn down really low so the pipes don't freeze. So I picked up this radiator here. I believe it's out of a Pontiac, Montana, because the house I picked it up from, there's a Pontiac, Montana in the driveway. It doesn't appear to be cracked or blown out anywhere, and it had some water in it whenever I got it, or antifreeze. It actually looked like Dexcool in it. So it was making me think that most likely their intake gasket was actually blown on the van and not the radiator. But it has a built-in tranny cooler. Lines are right there and right there. But the tranny cooler doesn't really bother me too much, as long as that's what it is. It's just how to fill this. I think you can get a fill valve that will go in line. But my idea is to get a small hot water heater, mount it in here somewhere, and basically have an almost closed loop system. Either have a holding tank somewhere, so if the fluid does get down low, you can fill it up, or make a 100% closed loop system, and basically it'll pump, and a small circulating pump. It'll pump from the hot water heater through the radiator and back, and basically have a closed loop system like a hot water heating system in the house, and have a fan behind that radiator, and it'll blow the hot air out. I have a fan. It's upstairs. It's 12 volts. It's a dual fan, so you could really run it on one fan all the time, or just don't really even need a fan on, or have the fan attached to a thermostat. Try to find some sort of like a 12 volt thermostat, and so you don't have to go through the hassle of converting 110 down to 12, so on and so on, or get a 110 volt fan, which I'd rather do a 12 volt fan. So if it gets down too cold, the fan will come on, or have some sort of thermostatic control on the hot water heater, so you can thermostatically control that so it stays at a constant temperature in here. So really, I don't need it that warm. I just don't want it freezing cold in here anymore. And basically, I want the option of coming out here, turning up the heat, and pretty much I got instant heat. With propane's good. I'm not bashing the propane. I'm gonna use that as backup heat. But in a closed-in area, this does have a built-in carbon monoxide detector, but still in a closed-in space, it's not ideal. So, and also, this here can get kicked around, and the last thing I want is to do is break one of those ceramic heat exchangers. So if I get some input from some people, I'd like to stick the radiator right there along the front wall, as high up as I can get it, run the lines along, and probably put the hot water heater up there, right where my chop saw is. Or I was even thinking about sticking the hot water heater outside at the back, just run power to it, and because the shop has a fairly large overhang at the back, it would keep it protected. So, and basically this would be a system, if we do end up moving, I can just pull it out, take it with me, and go from there. So I'd love to be out of the city in the next 5 years. It'd be nice. May or may not happen. You never know. It'd be nice. But that's my idea on how to heat the shop. I just want some input from some people if you've ever done this before. Will a car radiator be sufficient enough? Or, like I said, I'm pretty sure this is from a van. But like I said, the radiator doesn't appear to be blown. And if you know Pontiac Montanas, they're prone, the 3.4 GM's motors are they're very good motors, but they're very prone to intake gaskets. So a lot of people think of an intake gasket blowing, could be the radiator if you're not that smart of a person, if you already don't know the vehicles that well. But I'm going to pressure test the radiator. I'll lay it on its back, fill it with water, and see if it leaks. So that's the way I pressure test them. I know it's not really putting it under pressure, but it's putting all the fins with water in them and watching to see if it leaks. But like I said, it actually had fluid in it whenever I got it. And it does not have any really badly bent fins on it. There's a couple bent ones that are nowhere near as bad as I've seen some. I'll show you guys. I don't really want to edit this video. I want to do this all in one take. So really, this is the only damage right here, this most severe damage. It has a couple bent fins up there and over here, but they're nothing compared to that. But it doesn't appear that it's all the way through. Let's see, I think the tubes are okay in there. But that's my idea. And also, like I said, to fill it, I think you can get like a fill cap. I actually saw it on Sean C. Farm when he was building his tank. He used a GM radiator, but GM radiators don't have caps. But he used a universal cap that goes in line. So I know they're available. It's a matter of doing it. And also the tranny cooler, either just loop it, like just loop the line, or find a cap to go in there like a bolt or something. Or even make that as a secondary heating method, like have that on and then have it switch over to the big radiator when you're in here. But I don't really know how efficient that would be, just having the tranny cooler heating, because they're not really that big. But that's my idea. Unless the tranny cooler is leaking into the radiator, and then the radiator is fucked. But that's my idea. Like I said, really, this thing's not in that bad a shape. I'm happy I picked it up. If not, just for scrap. But really, I just need some input on will this work or not. I think it will. Like I said, in my mind, I think it will work. I already have the fan. Really, the expensive part is the radiator, if that radiator is good. And the next expensive thing is a hot water heater, which I may know where there's two of them. I don't know if they're any good, but I kind of know where there's two of them, but I don't know if they're propane or electric. And I don't know, because I'm thinking about a hot water heater out of an RV or a trailer, a camping trailer. I don't know if they're 12, 110, or straight propane. It'd be nice if it was 12 volts, but I think that would drain my batteries way too fast if it was a 12 volt hot water heater. But that's my idea. Please tell me what you guys think, and I'll talk to them later. Please keep it redneck like always, and please try and comment. And hopefully this weekend the shop will be cleaned. Hopefully. Bye for now.